Well, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, and good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of The Morning Glow. Welcome to another episode of The Morning Glow. Shannon, good morning, Shannon. Always good to have you, sis. I'm waiting to get you on board with us, Shannon, so you can come on and have a conversation with us. All you have to do is give us a call, 508-924-3521, 508-924-3521. This is the Morning Glow. This is the Morning Glow, and what we're going to talk about today is, as we do on every Friday, Black Conversation. We're going to have Black Conversation today, so give us a call if there's something going on in and around your community that you want to push and talk about. You can certainly do it right here. If there's some issues in your neighborhood that you want to push and talk about, you can also do it right here. Let's shine some light on some of the situations that's going on in and around our community and communities. Good morning, Ricky Johnson. Good morning. We got quite a few people that's already joining us. Now, I got to say good morning to this my brother from another mother, but we got the same father. This is Mr. Donald Toussaint. Good morning, Toussaint. How you doing this morning? How you doing this morning?
Hanging like sheetrock.
You're hanging like sheetrock. Okay, good deal. That's a good way to do it. You're hanging like sheetrock. Ain't that something? I ain't even gonna look here. I'm going to let it, man. I ain't even fooling with you this morning, Toussaint.
Let it go, man. Let it go. Let it go.
Look here, Captain Leonard is my. Hey, look here. I'm gonna tell you something. This is my other brother. He's my brother from another mother, but we got the same father. This is Captain Leonard. Good morning. How you doing this morning?
Good morning, Raheem and the Morning Glow family.
Man, look at here. I'm hiring a happy elephant and lady and porcupine crowd to talk about what we're gonna talk about this morning, man. We got a lot of things to talk about, and we're gonna jump all over the place, man. I'm gonna come to y'all today and find out what's on y'all heart, what y'all want to talk about, what y'all want to discuss, because this is Black Conversation, and that's what we're gonna have today. So, Captain Leonard,
Mhm.
what's on your heart, man? What is it? It is something that's plaguing you right now, man. As a matter of fact, I'm going to kick my shoes off there for this conversation. I'm gonna kick my shoes off for this conversation this morning. What's on your heart, brother?
Well, first of all, it's too early for plagues.
Mm-hmm.
So, one, it's a blessed day,
Yes, it is.
already blessed day,
Mm-hmm. Come on,
and that's what we're gonna be. We're gonna be blessed all day.
all day long. Yes, sir.
hmm
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. That's how we do it.
That's
That's
right. We gonna handle what problems people bring to us and squash those.
how. Mm-hmm.
But other than that, it's gonna be a blessed day.
I read something somewhere, Leonard, and and and
hmm
and, and, and it was a absolute promise that was made to me and you,
hmm
Toussaint, and everybody that's listening right now to the sound of our voice. There was a promise that was made, and it said, "I will never leave you nor forsake you." Now that you is understood as whoever is reading that at that particular time. I will never leave you or forsake you. That's a promise right there, man.
Yes, indeed.
And the one that's making that promise, man, cannot lie. Come on now. The one that's making that promise can't lie to you. Can't lie. And so if it said, I would never leave you nor forsake you, that's a promise that was made. So and that was made by the promise keeper.
hmm
Leonard, go ahead, brother. I done threw you the alley oop, man. You do what you do with it.
It's amazing to me how some people always got mess on their mind.
Come on.
So I have a practice of clearing my mind in the morning
Mm-hmm.
and always just with that particular verse that you mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
It is so true. I can't help it if everybody don't feel that way or
Mm-hmm.
believe that, as my man Toussaint would say.
Mm-hmm.
If you believe it, it's definitely going to work for you.
Come on. Yes, sir.
I'm not a person that would push anyone, and folks got problems with religion and all the. I don't care about none of that
Mm-hmm.
because I have that friend.
Come on.
Now you can be mad because you don't.
Mm. Come on. Come on.
I'd love to introduce you to him,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but you're gonna have to develop the relationship with the
Yeah,
creator.
exactly.
And that's what's most important is that you find your way. That's
Mm-hmm.
what's most important to me, especially since one, I listened to the minister a few days ago about religion,
Mm-hmm.
do unto others as you would have them to do unto you.
Yes, sir.
That is the best religion in the
Mhm.
world.
Yes,
Not
sir.
not Islam, not
Mhm.
Christianity, not
Mhm.
Buddhism, or anything of that. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Practice that. I'm sure it will take you the rest of your life.
Exactly. Every step of it. Every step of. And see, that's the thing, Leonard. And Donna had to step away for a second. He'll be back with us in a few minutes. But that's the thing right there, man, that a lot of people have a lot of issues with, man. That golden rule. Do unto others as you have them to do unto you.
When you
And if we
really want to know where
mm-hmm,
you at in your life,
mm-hmm,
ask yourself,
yeah,
are you treating others the way you would like to be treated? I
mm-hmm,
remember that from when I was a little boy.
that's right.
If you did something, my mother was like, now, would you like for him to do that to you? So why didn't
Mm-hmm.
you do it to him?
Yep. Yep.
That was how we were taught as children. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you.
And some people will say, man, that's just so simple. Yes, of
I had
course.
that 40 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Almost 50 years ago, I had that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's amazing to me that some people still don't have it.
Yep. Or no, or don't want to have it.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times, man, they know what they're doing. They know what
Oh,
it is.
yeah.
And they know what they're doing is wrong, man. You know,
Just
and
excuses.
exactly. And we talked about on Real Men Being Men a couple of weeks ago.
Mhm.
What is your conscience? That's what we're talking. What is your conscience? And let your conscience be your guide. Because if you listen to that conscience, it's telling you. It'll tell you, nah, man. You hold on, bro. Good and well, you ain't supposed to be doing that.
We that follow him truly follow him in spirit and in truth.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Not
Exactly.
doctrine.
Mm-hmm. Come on.
In spirit and in truth.
Mm-hmm.
We celebrate his goodness in the temple,
Mm-hmm.
but we worship him in spirit and truth.
And look at it. And it's not like a faucet. It ain't like it's not like a water faucet, because in a water faucet you can turn that thing on and off when you want to.
Exactly.
You can turn, but see, this right here. If you want it and you want it the way that it's supposed to be, and if you want all of it, let me put it like that. If you want all of it, keep it on.
And
Keep
it ain't
that water.
difficult. It's not difficult.
No.
You just have to have a desire for it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm sure Toussaint knows that somewhere in there say about that same friend giving you the desires of your heart.
Mm-hmm. Come on.
But
Toussaint
the
back.
desires of your heart must be righteous.
Exactly. Toussaint, talk to me, brother. What's on your heart?
Boom.
Talk to me.
And I said, boom.
Yes,
Ain't that something?
sir.
You know what? Somebody told me, I found out that there's something that we quote all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Favor ain't fair.
Mm-hmm.
We say favor ain't fair. Yes, it is.
Okay, now Toussaint, you know you're breaking up just a little bit there, brother.
Well, we start all over.
Okay.
I said,
Mm-hmm.
peace, the biggest untruth is favor ain't fair.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's just as fair as it can be.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Which one of you would have two children, one disobedient, and one is just try to do everything possible they possibly can to do what's right? What would you do for that child
Run through.
versus what you would do for the other one?
Mm-hmm. Run through a
I'm
brick
just
wall.
saying.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
Just out of obedience, what would
Mm-hmm.
you do? Now, if you would do it, what do you think about your heavenly Father?
Come on. Go
I'm just saying,
with it.
you ain't better. You're not better than God.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the thing. Here's the kicker. And Leonard said something. They that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. That's pretty good. That's perfect. That's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to have no religion.
Come on.
You don't have to have a favored name that you want to call him. He'll just be what he is.
Mm-hmm.
How about that?
Exactly. That's good. Let me talk to y'all about this here too, man. I heard people say this all the time, and I know y'all have heard people say it too, man. I'm gonna tell you where I was when I found the Lord. Man, I'm gonna tell you, man, I was over here, I was doing it when I found the Lord. Well, hold on, man. How'd you find? He ain't never been lost. I mean, you've been lost. You walked away. You did the things you wanted to do, but Leonard, I can't.
Well, we see that's the thing about it, and it's the season to be doing certain things. Okay, so
Yes.
so you're gonna have a lot of preachers, and every day they're gonna go route. They're gonna be preaching about a manger and
Yeah.
wise men and all that. You don't need none of that for salvation. They're gonna tell you about the virgin birth, and some of
Yeah.
y'all gonna argue about that for the rest of your life, and you gonna miss where you need to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
You worship him in spirit and in truth. That's how no man can stop you. No man can stop that. It's out of man's hands at that point. So those who found him, great. Because you searched for his face. Now are you gonna accept it?
Come on.
That's the thing. It's not a bigger deal as some people make it. But there are some people who knew what they were doing. Like you say, he wasn't lost.
Exactly.
You found him. Because you started looking. Everybody, if you haven't found him, seek his face.
Start looking. Exactly.
Start looking.
And the thing about it, you don't have to look far.
And that's the thing I, from various practice, I look for God everywhere, in everything, everything. You got some people, and you call you Christian. Oh, I can't wait to get to heaven. Well, you're gonna be judged by what you do here.
Yeah, exactly.
What are you doing while you here? Why are you so in a hurry to get to heaven? What are you doing here?
Now see, boy, you just took a left turn right there. You didn't put no signal. You didn't want to down the two songs moves, man. You just took the left turn on me. But see the thing about it, and Tucson, this is one of the things that I always question, man. And Screwface said in a movie, I think it was Mark for Death, with Steven Seagal, the Jamaican guy. He said everybody want to go to heaven, but don't nobody want to die. And if they find themselves in a situation, man, where they may be close to losing their life or whatever. Oh, save me, Lord. Save me, Lord. Save me. Oh, hold on now. Didn't you say you want to go to heaven? You said you want to go to heaven. Now you can't go to heaven and stay here. Now. But then, oh, save me, Lord. The Lord save me from that. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you for saving me. Thank you for hollering. Hold on now. You say you want to go to heaven. He was probably trying to give you an opportunity to come to heaven, but you turned it down. You turned down the ticket.
Take this opportunity.
Yeah, you know what I mean. You turned down the ticket, brother. You wanted the round trip ticket. You wanted the round trip. Ain't no round trip. It's a one way. It's a one way.
Pretty soon, the chance is gonna run out.
Exactly. And so you something happened in your life, and he said, well, I'm going to bring my child home. Oh no, save me, Lord. Oh, I need y'all prayer. Y'all pray for me. Pray for a healing. Hold on. And people don't like it when I talk like this. They don't like it, man. But it's the truth, man. And I laugh at it sometimes, man. Because come on.
Right here.
Yes, sir.
I thought about something. Some people want to be healed, but it's a cut off their disability check.
You know what? He messy. He's so messy.
I told you to take a left turn on you, brother.
You see what? Just gut punching them. Just straight gut punching them.
It wasn't no signal.
Wait a minute, Wait a minute, Jesus. Use my disability check.
Oh my goodness.
No,
Lord.
It's the first of the month.
Hold on now. Wait at least to the 15th now. Wait at least to the 15th. Don't do it now. No, I Lord Jesus.
Man coming.
Leonard, Leonard, I have no idea, brother. Yeah,
And
help me understand it. Help me
I had a
understand it.
conversation with somebody yesterday, pretty much that it was kind of like what we're talking about now.
Mm-hmm.
But I told someone, I want to be wherever God is.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And because I'm so close to him now, I'm
Mm-hmm.
content.
Yeah.
I'm very content. Do I have
Mm-hmm.
issues and problems? Yes.
We all do.
But I see the beauty in things. The sun got up today.
Mm-hmm.
It
Exactly.
shined just as bright. I
Mm-hmm.
feel the breeze on my face. And I
Mm-hmm.
look at the marvelous work. I'm
Come
like,
on.
wow, man.
Mm-hmm.
Why would somebody want to leave this place?
Mm-hmm.
How many are there other places like this? Or do
Mm.
you just see the what is it, the glass half empty?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
We have to change our perspective on things. You know, 'tis the season to be doing a lot of things. See if you can keep it up for the rest of the year.
Mm-hmm.
See if you can start that way off next year. If you didn't do such a great job this year, commit to doing better next year.
Mm-hmm.
And I ain't gonna be mad at you if you make a mistake. You know, you make
Then
a
I'm
lot
gonna
of
tell you
mistakes.
exactly. I went into a group on Clubhouse yesterday. I went into a
Hmm.
group on Clubhouse and it was an apostle. There was another lady that actually started the group, but the apostle was at that time he was leading the group. And he asked the question, man. He said, "This is the season to be jolly." You know, he went through the whole spiel, and he said, "Tell me one of the things. What are you thankful for? What are you thankful for?" And he said what he had to say and everything. And he came and he asked me. He said, "All right, 'cause I just came in the group. They invited me to speak and stuff like that." So when it got to me, I said, "I'm thankful." I said, "It's real simple, man." I said, well, I'm a real simple guy. I said, I'm thankful that God gave me another opportunity to get it right. He saw it and felt enough for me to give me an opportunity. I said, I made a lot of mistakes yesterday. I said, I made a lot of
Yeah,
mistakes yesterday. I say, but he thought enough of me to give me another opportunity on this day to get it right again.
yeah,
He gave he enough of me because some people didn't wake up this morning, man.
that's
Some
right.
some some folks woke up dead.
Hmm.
Yeah,
I like that. And you know, a lot of people say that as a joke.
yeah, yeah. But it's true. But it's
A lot of
true.
people say it as a joke,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but there's so much in that statement.
Exactly.
There's some dead folk. There's some dead folk walking around.
Yes, sir. They woke up dead, man. Someone
Yeah.
woke up dead, and it's a, and see when I say that a lot of times, and then I'm being truthful with you, man. Tucson, I'm coming to you as well, but being absolutely truthful with you, man. That's the first time anybody ever got it. When I say certain things, man, and
Mhm.
sometimes people just they don't listen or hear or catch what I'm saying. That's the first time anybody ever caught that, man.
Well, I
Because some,
mean,
mm-hmm,
that's the blessing of this thing is that you will find the connection
mm-hmm,
into how people speak,
mm-hmm,
and if they are on the same page,
mm-hmm,
you'll
mm-hmm.
understand.
Yeah,
If you don't recognize his voice, I would expect you to have more conversations with him.
mm-hmm,
Go read about what others have said he's done in that Bible.
mm-hmm. Come on.
Glean all that from that Bible, that goodness and those scriptures that are can help you live a better life. We ain't saying you got to fight nobody. You read it. You ain't got to tell nobody you read.
Exactly.
Just read it. Ask the Holy Spirit to lead and guide you in your reading. That's what helps you separate what is food for you and what is not. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
folks arguing about things that don't even matter. I tell people I got from Christianity exactly what I needed. I got salvation. Why are you Christian? Because there had to be something in it for me. And that's what it was. It's salvation. So all
Mm-hmm.
these things that people be arguing about, oh yeah, it's fun to test your skills on how well you know the Bible, but do you know the creator? I know you know doctrine, but do you know the creator
Mm-hmm.
personally?
Come on, come on. You hit him, hit him.
I mean, imagine that. There are some people that woke up with evil in their heart.
Mm-hmm.
They woke up ready to do the will of evil.
Yep. Yep.
Man, change your mind.
Mm-hmm.
Change your mind for somebody to take you out today.
Exactly.
Change your mind for you meet a force much greater than you, more determined than you to destroy you. Because every time you do, some people make mistakes, and some people are willfully this way. As we spoke about the other day, that's the mark of the beast. It ain't nothing nobody put in your body.
No.
Or none of that. It's how you choose to live and how you choose to behave and how you choose to treat other people. That's how we know who you are. That's how we know who you are.
Yeah,
and you can't deny it.
Those are
So
your
think
works.
about that. What do people say about you? That would be one, if you got the strength enough to take it, I believe that we all know the wrong. I believe we all, we all are aware of the wrong that we're doing. Some of us just don't want to admit it. We can blame it on somebody else. Oh, my mama did this because my daddy wasn't in my life and blah. You ain't even going with your mama or your daddy. They may not even make it. What you gonna do?
Exactly. You can't handle the truth. Come on.
I mean, it's simple if you want it.
Yeah.
But continue to struggle if you don't. It's a different when you got some help.
Come on.
It's a big difference. You ever when you be out there by yourself, you ever been out there by yourself because you don't done what's right, but you don't done what you wanted to do.
Yeah, exactly.
See, now you out there by yourself wondering why it hurts so bad and it feels so bad. Because you went opposite the way of righteousness. That's why you wrong. That's why you wrong.
And I'm gonna tell you something. That enemy, man, he take you further than what you want to go, keep you longer than you want to stay, man. And dig you a hole deeper than what you want to get into, man. And sometimes, you find yourself in a situation where I can't get out of this one. Yes, you can.
Yes, you can. Trust me. All the time. It happens.
If my people who are called by my name, should humble themselves. Hey, Leonard, take it for a second, brother.
We're not dependent on what haters doing. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people. Tucson, you not no hater, huh?
For what?
For what? What you get out of hating somebody else?
I ain't got time. I mean,
you ain't got time.
I'm gonna say that. I said that the other day, and I'll say it for the rest of my life. I got 6 months to mind my business. If I'm minding my business and leaving yours alone, why do I hate you for doing whatever you're doing? That's on you. Ain't got nothing to do with me.
Man,
in fact, even since we're talking about things that are in Scripture, I got to work out my own soul salvation. I can't work yours out.
I can't do it.
Can't do it. I mean, whatever you want to be, you can do whatever you like.
You don't get no excuses in this right here.
No, even now you said that. We are unexcusable. Oh, wretched thing that you are.
Wretched. Because I know it wasn't.
Hey, you know what? And you said something. And here's another thing, Leonard. You know that there are some things that are said, especially in Romans, the 1st chapter. They have found it to be unpleasing to the way that people want to live their own life.
Ooh, yes,
and
sir.
They have pronounced it to be a hate speech. In some states. They say, take that out the Bible. Take it out.
Take it out, because I don't like it. Take it out.
That can't be God. Yeah, that can't be God.
It can't be.
We take what we like. Oh, that sounds good. We're blessed and highly favored. All that kind of stuff. That I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. He didn't say you can do anything you want to. I mean, just we pick and choose what we want, and we say hallelujah on the way.
Right, and then then you got those people who insist on doing these things, and then you wonder why they find themselves about to commit suicide. It's because you were following the wrong way. I always used to ask people, and what bothers me the most is, and we talk about this on the radio, and my opinions are a little different because I'm not understanding why you would be in a relationship that hurt so bad. Why? Is it that you don't value yourself? That you believe that it's okay for people to treat you any kind of way? Why would you be connected to something that breaks your spirit so much? That just ruins your life? Problem after problem after problem. I always pray about this for the simple fact that I know it's not because I'm so good. I know it's not that. It's because I need him so. Can't be because he can't be walking with me because I'm just so good and so righteous. And no, I'm just willing to place my will in his will. Ain't nobody on here, perfect that way. So what are you gonna choose to do? I listen to so much articles and interviews and things like that with people in religion and this, that, and the other. I said, you know what? If it ain't got nothing to do with loving your neighbor, I don't want to have nothing to do with it. No way. That's one thing that stands out in Christianity. Love, doing right by others. And it seems to be themes across religion this way. But why do people, Toussaint, choose to use it the wrong way? Who gave these people permission to rewrite these texts? Who gave these people permission to use the church and to roam this earth murdering people in the name of the church? Because it ain't in the name of God, it's in the name of the church.
Well, see, I don't know. That's why they killed Jesus.
Exactly.
They actually killed him in the name of the Lord.
Exactly. It was people don't want to own up to that.
I'm sorry, that was me, gentlemen.
Blasphemy.
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 Kill him. He say he is the Son of God. What?
Mm-hmm.
Beelzebub, demon.
Mm-hmm.
But they've been looking for a Messiah for years and centuries.
For years.
From the promises of Abraham, the seed that was talked about even in the garden.
Mm-hmm.
They was looking, and he fit the description. And at the end of the day, they say, crucify him.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
And get something. In the name of the Lord.
Mm-hmm. Went from Hosanna, Hosanna, which is one of the highest regards, to Beelzebub, calling them Beelzebub, the worker of iniquity and the worker of the devil. Man, how do you go for such a transition? How do you get there?
It's amazing. But people along the way have done their best to establish a relationship with the Creator by hook or by crook.
Mm-hmm.
And we know who the crooks are.
Yes, sir. Come on.
No, we don't want to get started. I'll let y'all, enjoy y'all Friday. And I'll try not to destroy your perception of the church.
Mm-hmm.
I'll try not to do that.
Let me ask you a question. And boy, again, that this got to be black conversation, because a lot of time I'm talking stuff that people don't like when I talk about it, man. I'm gonna talk about it today. We're gonna talk about it a little bit. If somebody were to call you and somebody that you don't like, that you really didn't care nothing for, Toussaint, I want you to listen to this question. I'm coming to you with it too. They call you the N-word. How are you going to receive that? Now, you and this person don't like each other. You can't stand each other. And they call you the N-word. Are you going to receive that?
Well, first of all, if you do all that, you're not around me.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm going to tell you, I snatch you.
Mm-hmm.
I'll check you right where you at.
Yeah. Exactly.
Because you chose to do what you wanted to do. I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna hold you responsible for that.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't got to be about nothing else. Cause see, I wasn't bothering you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Come on.
But see, like don't run up on something greater than you
Mm-hmm.
with your mess, because a lot of people are out there, and people, be mindful of that. You just going along having a great day,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and then that joker come up doing that type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Get thee behind me, Satan.
Exactly. That's good. Tucson, how would you react? How would you deal with that?
Wait a minute. They gonna do what now?
Now,
They gonna say what?
somebody that you don't like, y'all can't stand each other, man. Y'all almost fight every time you see each other. You don't want to say hate, but it's real. It's a real strong dislike for each other. And they come up and they call you the N-word. How you gonna react to that?
I give you one free.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody needs a chance.
Mm-hmm.
And you got one free.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say that one. That's immediate. That's always my immediate response every time, because somebody will try it.
Yeah.
Hey, my nigga. Hey, my nigga.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, it didn't really come out like that, but it's out there now. And even if we don't like each other, as a matter of fact, they had a guy I work with, and he busted out. I say, you got one more time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I said, that one's free. You got one more time.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't got nothing to do with the job, because I can get another one of them if they don't check my record. for trying to, I mean, for real.
Mm-hmm.
Just go from 0 to 100 automatically.
Mm-hmm.
But you got one more time.
Mm-hmm.
And so a couple of days, we never did get along. And a few days later, his comment was, because he thought that he could get away with it, he say, you act like one of them. And my lean forward was, one of them what? Because you know I ain't got to lean forward. Because I ain't gonna back up.
Exactly.
I ain't violent. And I'm not no bad dude. But I can get violent, and I can take a beating. So I mean, you know what I'm saying? And what I'm saying is, that's how that's just. And you know what? I can do funerals.
So you're gonna kill him and bury him, huh?
License and ordained.
Lord, you're gonna keep yourself in business. You're gonna keep yourself in business.
It'll be legal.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I got a good word to do the eulogy. I fought a good fight. I finished my course. I kept the faith. That'll be my text.
Yeah. I kept the faith. Exactly.
Got it covered.
And
anyway,
one of the
had to deeply digress.
No, you good. And one of the and let me get a phone number, because people asking for the number. Yeah, you could definitely be a part of the conversation. Give us a call, 508-924-3521, 508-924-3521. The phone lines are open. Again, 508-924-3521. Give us a call. We love to hear from you. The reason why I gave that scenario is, here we go. We say that a lot of people say that they're a Christian. They're a Christian. Well, the origin of that word did not come from people that were favorable, or it wasn't a compliment. That came from the group that wanted the Romans that actually wanted to kill everybody that was a follower of Jesus. And when it was down in Antioch, if I got the story correct, when it was down in Antioch, they saw them gathered around, and they say those are the people that's following Jesus the Christ. They must be Christians. And so it wasn't given to them out of love. They didn't love them. So why do we accept it? that name that was given that way? Toussaint? Toussaint done fell over. Lord Jesus, did I hurt him? Did I hurt him? Toussaint, you there? Oh Lord, he done fell over. Somebody help him, help him, help him. Talk it up for me.
It's I had because I have conversations with people about certain things,
Mm-hmm.
and this came up, and I was like, it's not as important
Mm-hmm.
as you trying to get to him.
Mm-hmm.
The church has been miseducated,
Yeah, absolutely.
both white and black.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully there are a lot of ministers who are seeing the light and are leading people, I think, more now towards the truth of the matter.
Mm-hmm.
But now he wasn't Christ until he was crucified.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
you have to understand that it's not so much, and Baptists cling to the name Jesus. They didn't call him that in the beginning.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Come on.
And you have to understand that if that's the situation that you met him in, that's why you call him that.
Mm-hmm.
If that's how you met him. But see, I compare it to this. You call me Leonard.
Yes.
My brother calls me something else.
Mm-hmm.
That's his name for me.
Yes.
But you know what? I answer both of you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
There are some times when you need a healer.
Mm-hmm.
And you may call him their name through healing.
Mm-hmm.
You got some people say, well, if I was praying and I said in the Baptist church in Emmanuel's name, amen. You got some people we look at the looking crazy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Or in Elohim.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You'd have a fit
Mm-hmm.
because you believe in doctrine.
Yes, sir.
The whole one of the great ways that some people try to trick you out of your faith, it's because the ship Jesus was blah blah. Yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Maybe the ship belonged to a man named Jesus.
Mm-hmm. Jesus.
So?
Mm-hmm.
So what? Now what? I don't care if he tell you to call him Henry.
Lord Jesus.
You call him what he wants you to call him.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't do that unless you get in a relationship. And sometimes your relationship ain't close enough to call him by a nickname.
Mm-hmm. No.
You call me Leonard. My brother calls me Lynn. My godmother calls me June.
Mm-hmm.
But I answer to all of them.
Exactly.
Because that's who I am.
Mm-hmm.
In the beginning, he said, well, who should I say sent me?
I am.
I am.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Sent you.
Mm-hmm.
There's lots of, things that people will throw at you to try to break your faith so bad to keep you from believing. And trust me, all those people if I'm already sitting over here in the light, why I'm going to come fool with you?
Exactly. And see, people
come
don't
to the light, Carol Ann.
Exactly. Now, who in the world is Carol Ann? Okay, we'll keep going. We'll keep rolling. I don't know who Carol Ann. Carol Ann, you there?
You know who Carol Ann is. You old enough to know who Carol Ann is.
Exactly. But them young folk don't know, man. But young folk don't know. But my thing is what you just said, man. That tell him I am sent you. See, the people, the one that he was talking to may not know him or identify him as I am, but what he was sending them, the one that I'm sending you to, tell him I am sent you. There's something in that, man. There's something in, see, there's so many different layers of stories inside the stories that people don't deal with, man, that people don't address as they should. Toussaint, what do you say to that? Tell him I am sent you. Now, hold on now. Your name Donald Toussaint. What you mean? Tell them that Johnny sent. The people that know you by Johnny, man. Is that your middle name or something? You know, and that's what it is. They over there know him by I am. Tell him I am sent you. But there's so much power. Who is I am?
What you want him to be.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's what kind of connection do you have with him?
Exactly.
How do you recognize it?
Exactly.
I'm gonna tell you what I recognize him as.
Mm-hmm.
Through the course of my life, my way in and my way out.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
That's who he is to me.
Yes, sir.
For real.
Without a doubt. Absolutely.
Yeah, because I found out that he'll give you something that sometimes he'll get you in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
To take for that instance, Daniel was a praying man.
Mm-hmm.
What did that do for him? Got him put in the lion's den.
Mm-hmm.
That was his way in. Joseph got him put in Potiphar's house.
Mm-hmm.
Put in the ditch, hated by his brothers.
Yep.
But that same dreamer, that's what got him in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
His dreams.
Mm-hmm.
But what got him out of trouble? The baker and the butler got his dreams. The king had a dream.
Mm-hmm.
When he interpreted the dream, that was his gift. You know what they say? Oh, I forgot to tell you. They got a guy that know how to interpret dreams.
Mm-hmm.
Go get him out of prison.
Yeah.
That's what got him in prison.
Mm-hmm.
So he's my way in and my way out.
Come on.
Because I'll talk. I'll express my thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes expressing my thoughts will get me in
some situations.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But if I keep on talking, because sometimes we want to make up what we want to say. We got a script.
Mm-hmm.
But he tells us, actually, he says, don't take no script. You cloak, don't just go out there. I'm gonna give you what to say.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times we don't know what to say because we got it planned already, and then he shifts it. And you wonder why what you had planned to say don't work.
Ask Moses, because if I'm not mistaken, Moses was a stutterer, wasn't he? Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
Well, go get Aaron.
Yeah.
Can't he talk good?
Mm-hmm.
See, he'll give you what you need.
Yeah. Yeah.
And a lot of times we don't want to shift what we are limited by, because we are limited. We don't want to shift and get some help. We want to do it all by ourselves. Well, it ain't about you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But the I am got it covered, because he knows that you're going to get down there and you're going to start raising hell at the Red Sea.
Mm-hmm.
He know you.
Mm-hmm.
Now you done cried out to him for a deliverer.
Come on.
And he going to send somebody that you're familiar with, that goes through the same situation, that are just the same kind of background as you.
Mm-hmm.
But he gonna take him, train him their way, and bring him back. And you know what the I am knows? He knows you're gonna say, we won't have this man reign over us.
Mm-hmm.
He know you.
Mm-hmm.
So he got to do some things to show you his power. And even though he shows you his power, he know you ain't gonna listen.
Mm-hmm. You
get down there and you start talking about graveyards, cucumbers, and watermelons.
Lord,
now, who that sound like?
Lord. That sound a little off track, man.
You left us out here to die. You brought us out here to die.
Mm-hmm.
Really? Come on now. You done seen all of these acts, and you don't have enough courage and faith and trust because you got another obstacle in front of you, and now you're ready to give up. Come on, man. So now here's what he has to tell the leader. You stand still You tell the people shut up,
Mm-hmm.
and you stand still and see the salvation. See how he's going to do it.
Come on.
Now we don't believe that story.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to.
Mm-hmm.
You really don't have to. You can look at your own life.
Come on.
You don't have to go. See, we want to have a message that people don't believe because it's way back there in the biblical days. Okay, let's see. I'm versatile. Let's
Mm-hmm.
omit that. Take it out. That's what you want to do because see, we don't believe Bible. We don't believe Quran. We don't believe none of that.
Mm-hmm.
Omit it.
Yeah.
Look at your life and make a choice.
Mm-hmm.
Because let's started off says he's a spirit, and they that worship him in spirit and truth. Go look at the cats. Matter of fact, here's what he says, and I'm talking a lot, but I'm gonna shut up. Here's what he says. Here's a challenge for you. Since you don't want to follow nobody, since you don't want to listen, since you don't want to pay no attention to anything, here I'm gonna take you down, and you consider the ant. Go watch it. He ain't
Mm-hmm.
got no leader,
Yeah. Yeah.
but he store up for the winner
Mm-hmm.
while you searching. Eddie.
Mm-hmm. The ant and see now you went right down Badger's Lane. Good morning, Badger. How you doing this morning?
Good morning.
If we follow the lead of nature, will we be in a better place?
You want my honest opinion?
Absolutely.
Lie to us.
Lie to us. We like we sort
We lying to one another
we
this
collect
morning,
lies
man.
on
We just
Fridays.
lying to one another this morning.
Yeah, we collect
Do
lies
what?
on Fridays. We collect lies on Fridays.
What? I had a full cup of coffee. Don't confuse my brain this morning. Oh,
Let it why you cut it out, man. Go ahead.
to be
Go
to
ahead.
be
Go ahead.
honest,
Yes, sir.
yeah, because I think
Mm-hmm.
that's in my opinion, Jesus would probably say the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've mentioned before, if you actually took the time and looked into what the animals mean in a lot of the native world,
Mm-hmm.
you'd be surprised. Ant
Mm-hmm.
can stand for community. Badger can stand for tenacity and the keeper of stories. Bear
Mm-hmm.
medicine can stand for introspection. We can learn from the things that are around us. Why else did creation put it here?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what the topic is today, but
We're doing black conversation, man. We talk about a lot of different things today, man. We got about actually while you came on, we got 1, 2, 3, 4 more people done called into the phone lines, man. These phone lines are blowing up this morning. And I want to let everybody else know that's listening, man. The phone lines are open. When you hear that chime sound, that means somebody done came in. So we had 4 other people that just came in. So the phone number is 508-924-3521. 508-924-3521. Phone lines are open, man. And I want to hear from you. Like I said, this is Black Conversation. We don't have a topic. We talk about a whole
okay.
lot of different things on Fridays, much like we do on Wednesdays. But Badger, finish your thought, brother. What's on your heart? Phone line, we're coming in a minute.
I had an awesome long conversation with Leonard yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
and we were talking more about, like, I don't know what's politically correct, so I'm just gonna speak. Black communities versus white communities, and what goes on, behind the closed doors, and the
Mm-hmm.
different conversations, the different like the churches and things like that. And it was wild because there's so many similarities,
Mm-hmm.
yet there's such a separation that neither side wants to admit that there are the similarities.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because it's either out of fear, out of hatred. Actually, it's usually one of the two. It's either out of fear or hatred because of illusions and conspiracies and lies.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
So a question I want to throw out there, if that's okay,
Absolutely.
is, I know I can speak of my experiences in the white communities, but why is it so hard for the black communities to also accept the fact that a lot of white people, aside from like the slavery part, share a lot of similarities in how they feel and what's been done to them
Mm.
in this day and age?
And see, that's that question has so much weight to it, and it's so loaded, man. Because the first thing that you said, you asked the question outside of the slavery part is very difficult. Is very difficult to ask somebody. It's almost like you're asking a young lady, and outside of him raping you, what did he do wrong to you? You know,
See, I figured I didn't ask that right.
yeah,
I was
no, no,
gonna
no, no,
ask
no.
Leonard, see if I did.
Mm. No, 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 no. That's fine. But my thing is that's pretty much what is all, and I can equate that to, if you did something, you raped a young lady or something like that, or rape a guy, and you see outside of the rape, what did they do wrong to you? How do you get past the rape part before you can even deal with any part, other part of that element? How do you get past that? Cassandra, good morning. How you doing this morning?
Good morning.
uh what's on your heart, sister? Like I say, that's the part. That's how I had to equate that question.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like the way you said that. You phrased it really well because that is like my analogy. How do we get past talking about the slavery part?
Mm-hmm.
And that is the thing that has impacted generations of Black people.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard for us to get past that. And you, the analogy you gave was perfect. That's like you saying to somebody that you raped, "Hey, yeah, I know I raped you, but other than that, what's the problem?"
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
But, well, you raping me
Mm-hmm.
was life changing to me,
Exactly.
so
Exactly.
it changed my entire life.
Mm-hmm.
So how do I get past that? Yes, we can reason together, but this is the biggest problem I find with the white community. They don't even want to admit that something happened to a lot of them. It's
Mm-hmm.
like, get over it. Yes, whatever. Hundreds of thousands of you were done bad and raped and killed and all, but just get over it.
Mm-hmm.
It was 400 years ago or whatever. How do you tell people that
Yeah. Yeah.
when you won't even acknowledge it and say, "Hey, we did you wrong. We need to do something because we did you wrong." You
Mm-hmm.
understand?
Mm-hmm.
Because you built this country on our backs. Yes, we feel like you do owe us something.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna stop. I think that the Jewish community is the best example we got of I don't give a rat's butt how old you are and when you did it. You owe us.
Mm-hmm. 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 Wow, that's good. That's good. Mary, good morning. How you doing this morning?
Well, how are you?
Hey, doing well, doing well. What's on your heart this morning? You see where we are right now. So what's on your heart about that?
Oh, I didn't hear the topic.
No, he said outside. He was equating the church and what and Badger can, Badger has a beautiful heart. He certainly didn't mean any harm or malice with the question, but he said that outside of the slavery thing, why can't black people get past it and I guess in a nutshell forgive the white people, or what else have they done outside of that?
No,
And
no, no,
we're
no, no,
saying,
no.
mm-hmm, go
The
ahead.
the similarities that,
Mm-hmm,
as far as like illusions and things like that,
mm-hmm,
because I shared when I was younger, I grew up being told I had less privilege than other races because I
mm-hmm,
was a poor white man.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
That's what the illusions and um misdirections.
Yeah, but see, Badger, we had a conversation. I think it was Tuesday on the show, and I asked you a question about that. I said, was that a seed? Was that a seed of racism? And you said, absolutely, it was. And so I think we agreed that even with that right there, there's a separation and a divide and a manipulation that I guess both sides will probably use. Both sides will probably use that. You know, I'm not gonna say that it only comes from one side and not the other side, but you know, both sides will probably use something like that as a divide and as a seed being planted. But Mary, what's on your heart? How do we get past the slavery? How do we get past the slavery part so we can get that healing that we need?
We are past slavery. I'm past slavery.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. I mean, mentally, I guess some people still have some forgiving to do, but that's a case by case basis. I don't think every Black person is just like, oh, I don't like white people because of slavery. I don't think anybody is above anybody. I don't have a problem with anyone. I'm past slavery. I understand the history that we've gone through. I understand the whole everything, but at the same time, we're at a different time now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm preparing my mind to teach my future children that it's all a mindset thing. Is it a reality that we're not equal? Of course it is, but it's all about perception. Everything in life is about perception. And not saying that you should value other people more than you know that they value you, but at the same time, I feel like if we just go back to the Bible and just love correctly, nobody would have a problem. I feel like we're just, like yesterday, how someone said we're just holding on to that trauma. That is nothing. Okay, you can't forgive a certain amount of people. What makes you better than them? They didn't like our people, right? Okay, we know that. Some people still don't like our people. It's not only white people that don't like Black people. It's a lot of different races that don't like Black people. And some, like, even when you go on, like, we'll go on deployments and they'll tell us, hey, like, if we go to Hawaii, a lot of Hawaiians don't like mainland people. They are part of America, but they don't like Americans.
Yeah.
Ain't that something? It's just, sometimes people just don't like a certain group of people, but why should you have that hate in your heart? Because if you don't forgive them, you're hurting you at the end of the day. So that's not doing anything. I'm not saying just hold them at this same, like, this high pedestal because we should treat everybody equally. Like, we can't say, like, that's my issue with, like, Christianity itself. It's like we say one thing and we do another. And it's not, I feel like it's not structured enough. I feel like we say, like, oh, treat everybody like you want to be treated. Love is patient, love is kind, it's gentle, and all this stuff. And then we go back to the trauma. But then we want to say forgive and forget. You got to pick a side. You can't, if you're going to forgive, forgive. And if you're not, you can be miserable, but do that by yourself on your own time.
Exactly. Don't
teach your children that, because we're not going to ever have a healthy and better world if we keep holding on to trauma. We are past that time. So let's act like we're past that time. Let's teach our children. The thing is, the children is what's going to shape everything. So if you teach your children, or you show your children that you still have this animosity towards a certain group of people, that's learned behavior. You're not born a racist. You're taught that. So if you change your mindset and you actually forgive, then everything will be fine.
Good deal. 508-924-3521. 508-924-3521. Give us a call. We'd love to hear from you. Toya with a T, good morning. How you doing this morning? Rico, come to you next, brother.
Good morning. How you doing?
Hey, doing good. Gotta hear your heart, sister. How do we get past this slavery part? How do we put that down and move forward? Much like the scenario I said, how do you tell a young lady that's been raped? Well, outside of that, what else did I do to you? I'm trying to put my hands on it. Help me understand.
First and foremost, I don't know who people know. Like, I don't know what Black people they know. That ain't over it. We're not here teaching our kids to hate white people. The similarities between that. It's the same similarities between when they came and killed all them damn Indians.
Hey, hey. Mm-hmm.
Oh, excuse me. We all got the same similarities.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Don't look at TV and think that all black people is the same. That's not the case. Know some black people. We're not running around here hanging and killing white folks because we're still mad. No, the similarities is that we're still getting killed and treated in some ways that's very similar to slavery days. Some of these dead people is not a perception.
Mm-hmm.
It is what it is. We was raped by a man. And I handled it very well. And I don't disrespect all men, but I know what they're capable of. I was molested by a man, a family member.
Mm-hmm.
I don't take it out on none of them, but I know what they're capable of. So I teach my kids, it don't matter who it is, what it is, an adult or not. Adults are wrong too.
Mm-hmm.
So what, you're not going to teach kids to be mindful of the adults that could tell them and steer them in the wrong places? What are we saying here? Everybody, I got the right to feel how I want to feel. How about that?
Mm-hmm.
And if I feel like I'm going to wake up and be mad at men because they all got the same tendency when it comes to sex, then that's my right. But I'm still trying to figure out what people do we know here that's still hanging on to racism. Why? Because you might make a comment about, I don't trust white folks because of the long history that you had. What?
Mm-hmm.
I don't trust white folks because of the long history that Indians had. But me and the black people, I know we don't. That's not what we sit around and talk about. We do what we do, and when conversations come up, we have conversations about the conversation. But please believe, this same slavery technique is not only for black people no more, it's for all of us.
Mm-hmm.
It's for all of us.
Come on.
We all got to work for crumbs. We all got laws we got to abide by with the law. Mm-hmm. We all have things we got to do. So until someone comes into your house, drag your people out your house today, which they're not doing it no more. So many people in 2021 can't even identify. You can't identify and have sympathy with me because I was raped. Only thing you can say, oh, Toya, she's always hard. Oh, she's always mean. Oh, she's always this. Oh. But you ain't never been there. You ain't never walked in those shoes. You ain't never had to deal with that trauma. So on the outside looking in, it's just like, oh, yeah, well, you know. Everybody's just angry, nobody's doing nothing. No, it's the humans. We're not mad at God, we mad at the humans that have done that. So keep in mind, every time you wake up, you represent your race. And when you do something right, bad, wrong, or indifferent, it puts a life-changing impression that ain't nobody got to feel the way you feel. I'm my own person, and I got the right to feel the way I want to, regardless of how you perceive it or feel about it or whatever. Everybody is different. Let people live, man. Don't want no robots to feel and think the same way you do. It is what it is. What happened is what happened, and we all gonna process it the way we want to process it.
Good deal, good deal. Rico, good morning. How you doing this morning?
I can't complain. Grand rising to everybody.
Hey,
congratulations.
Hey, thank you very much. Congratulations to you as well, sir. What's on your heart, man? How do we get past this thing, man? How do we tell that young lady, man, you was raped, but outside of that, what did he do to you? How do we do that?
I mean, you don't. You really don't have the right to. You can't have too much of an open mind to think like that.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe you just don't want to address the issue because you don't understand how traumatic it was.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you don't understand your trauma.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking about what Roger was saying about the similarities. Yeah, all human beings have similarities. But the problem is the differences, the difference in treatment, the difference in opportunity, the difference in terror. See, we could talk about the similarities all day long. Tell that to the Jews that like to bring up the Holocaust.
Mm-hmm.
Don't nobody ever come to them and say, well, why don't y'all just talk about the similarities y'all got with everybody else?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
They don't do that with the Jews.
Mm-hmm.
But see, that has been a game plan. That has been a practice. That has been a trend.
Mm-hmm.
Every time black people raised up and started talking about the differences in how we have been treated.
Mm-hmm.
So now we talk about learned behavior. I didn't come out racist. I didn't come out even knowing about racism.
Mm-hmm.
Racism was shown to me by a white person. It was learned later on, and the way I felt and responded to it was earned. The behavior that I displayed toward her, that's an earned behavior. because I didn't have this thought process until somebody confronted me with it. Being kind enough to let them buy in traffic and yield my right away. And they still put a 357 in my face and call me a nigga because they felt like it. And he teach at a majority black school. That wasn't in the 50s and 60s. That was on Valentine's Day, 1991. So let's just talk about the trial I went to 4 weeks ago. And I sat up and watched state prosecutors actually do the defendant's case for him. Use the narrative of the killer, because his story, the story that he gave and his witnesses gave, that sound pretty like, pretty much like a good narrative, a good account. I asked those prosecutors after they closed the case, why did y'all even let the jury go back there with the narrative that he gave? Because the narrative he gave may not even be the narrative. That man wasn't here to tell his story, and it was y'all place to let the jury know that this entire narrative may not even be true. Well, that's why we said this and that, and that's why we hope they pick that up. Now, there's so many black people in prison for crime they didn't do. They didn't hope the jury got the sentence or the conviction that they wanted. They made sure ironclad, concrete, solid case to prosecute innocent people that's still getting out of prison. Oh, we just found out that a black man was running through a neighborhood, and that was suspicious enough in itself for these pink people to kill him and then brush it under the rug until somebody leaked the tape. That man didn't leave out that house jogging that day thinking, you know what, man, I need to prepare myself for some racist white people that think they got authority just because they feel like it. And somehow this atmosphere we live in has subconsciously made people feel like when the black people come around, we in charge. We got to supervise, monitor, observe, and be the authority. Put them in their place because they might not act right. They don't know how to act in public. They feel like they need to be our supervisors, even when we the money makers, even when we the big dogs. So the reason why it's still brought up, and the reason why we can't talk about our similarities, is because when a poor white trash come up to you and tell you they don't care how smart you is, they still gonna make it further you in life because they white. I didn't go to school that morning expecting to hear that. I went to school that morning thinking everything was equal and I had the same opportunity as everybody else. And some poor white, ugly, trash, white girl tell me something that I find out for the rest of my life, that they got that benefit of doubt, they got that privilege, and we walk around with a stereotype and an air of suspicion on us all the time.
Wow. We have another caller. We have another caller from the 240 area code. 240. What's your name? Where you calling from?
This is Monique calling from the DC, Maryland, Virginia area.
Hey, Monique, how you doing this morning? How you doing this morning?
I'm doing just fine. I just wanted to say that in reference to forgiving for slavery, I don't think that. I really don't believe that that's possible when they don't even allow you to forget, because of everything that everybody just talked about, all the experiences. I'm from Georgia, and I'm 50 and I experienced a lot of scenarios, and and because of those experiences, that kind of shaped how I see things. For me being in the military, and I experienced a lot of racism, in the military, for me being a black woman, dark-skinned woman, and even to the way that I was shaped, in the military. So, I mean, how can you forget when every day of your life you always experiencing something that reminds you, like, oh, okay, I can't trust these people.
Wow.
Even on my job, I work with a bunch of scientists. And they didn't want me to give them a briefing. They didn't want this. And then if I did do it, I had to be careful with the words that I said. I couldn't tell them you should. In other words, they didn't want me to be up there telling them what to do or what they should do or what they need to do.
Wow.
And I ended up reporting that. I ended up, and I normally don't do that. I just usually, let it go. But the logic behind it was, and most of these scientists are probably over 65. Some of them are from different countries, but most of them are white. And the excuse was, they, older, they're from a different generation, and I'm like, that's still no excuse. They should even know better. Them days are supposedly over,
Supposedly.
So how can you forget? How can you forgive when you constantly experiencing something?
Exactly. Toussaint, you wanted me to come back to you, brother. What's on your heart?
Thank you, Raheem.
I ain't forget about you, brother.
Now, you, Mary, thank you for, and I don't know what you did. She set my thoughts in another direction because young folks and they have a different mindset, and they're not letting it go.
Yeah.
It's just they're not. I don't know the word on it, but just trying to say what happened in the past. Forget about the past. Let's go forward.
Yes, absolutely.
So that was beautiful. Here's the other thing that everybody else is pointing out, though, and this is my part. You keep doing it. You keep doing the same thing. Let me tell you what. What the great comment, they was like, yeah. You want me to tell you what it is?
Talk to me.
Make America great. Make America great again. How you gonna do that? We used to treat them rough. And 70 million people said, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Where's the humanity in that?
And see, now they don't just do it. They just didn't have to do that to just Black folks or African American or Negroes or however you want to call yourself. They just didn't do that. They go around the world with their bullying mentality that we're superior. That America is the greatest country in the world. Since when? So, I mean, I thought I had a lot to say, but I don't have nothing else to say.
You said plenty, brother. You absolutely said plenty. Let me go to Cassandra. We got another caller. We'll go to the caller in just 1 second. Cassandra, what's on your heart?
I don't know the young lady's name that just spoke, but she almost brought me to tears because she spoke exactly the way a lot of us feel. How do you get over trauma when people keep bringing you back to it by their behaviors, but then they want you to get over it? I don't, it doesn't make sense to me. And I'm telling you, driving while Black, walking while Black, talking while Black, going into your own building while Black, driving your own car while Black, all of those can be death sentences today, more than any other group of people. Why? Why is it that when we walk in a high-end store, we're the ones that you got somebody following you? Or they on you. You know they on you. You got somebody like Oprah. Remember a few years ago, Oprah was somewhere and went into a store, and the lady literally like, you can't afford to be in here. I mean, what? This woman is a billionaire.
Exactly.
I'm just saying, guys. And I'm not angry. I'm hurt that we have to have these conversations.
Yes.
It hurts me that we're still having these kinds of conversations, and we're about to walk into 2022 in the United States of America. It's sad.
It is. It is. Curtis, good morning. How you doing this morning? Curtis.
Hey, what up, man? What up, family? How y'all doing?
Hey, doing good. Tell everybody where you calling from, brother. Curtis?
Yeah, I'm right here.
Tell everybody where you calling from.
Oh, man, Charm City, baby. Charm City.
For the people that don't know, that's Baltimore. That's Baltimore. We in a place in the conversation right now where it was said that how can we that we should be able to put the slavery outside of the slavery part. How do we put it down and make it pass? And I said, how do you tell a woman that's been raped that outside of the raping, outside of her being raped, what else did I do to you? So how do we get past it? How do we put down the slavery part and be able to move forward?
For one, first off, that whole get over it thing or get past it thing, that is a form of neglect, man. You know, look, we're not going, you know, sugarcoat it. That's a form of neglect. That's a form of abuse and neglect. The only way that you can get past the traumas that have affected the African American and brown community in America is to have some resolve, some true resolve. Not no resolve that look good on paper but never come to fruition, but have some real resolve. That's the only way you're gonna get past what the abuse and the neglect that has been rendered upon the African American and brown community, as well as the indigenous community. Now, in terms of the indigenous people, you know, even though it wasn't enough, because if they actually paid them just the interest on the money that was made as a result of the dilapidation of their community, it would bankrupt America. But at least they did, and you know, they got, you know, they tribal members got together. Look, y'all gonna give us something. So, you know, they got casinos and things of that nature. You know, if you can prove that you are a percentage of Cherokee, you can go to school for free, things of that nature. So some reparations have been paid. Does that mean enough has been paid to them? No. These people will never be able to pay the Indians or indigenous folk what they owe them. That ain't, they will never be able to afford that. But in terms of black and brown, all we want is some resolve, man. That's all. Every other culture on every other culture in this American experiment has gotten resolve, some form of resolve from the things that those who supposedly run America or govern America, the things that they have done to them to marginalize or push them to the back. Every single culture. The Irish got the police and fire departments. The Chinese got the Asians. Let me correct that. The Asians got the garment districts. They got the Panama Canal. You know, in history, I'll end with this. In history, there are folks that believe that the main reason why JFK was assassinated, outside of the fact of him wanting to make a more equal FBI and a more equal CIA and a more equal Secret Service, is because of the Bay of Pigs, and because JFK refused to open up the Panama Canal, because his thought was, if we open up the Panama Canal, the Asian community is going to overwhelm our system and put a lot of mom and pop businesses out of business because they can sell products for a cheaper price. Good deal. Good deal. Man, there's so many different layers on this thing here, man. So many different layers on this thing that we may not be able to tackle all of them today. But I want to go back to as a matter of fact, let me tell you, Leonard. Leonard, what's on your heart, brother? Talk to me.
Well, I think that, one of the conversations that you have, because you can do nothing to change slavery. So you can talk about that to your heart's content. My message to my white brothers and sisters, if you want to get on the right track, support reparations. I will wipe your slate clean. Support reparations.
Now, when you say reparations, are we talking about on the monetary side, or what exactly are we saying here?
What is necessary? By whatever means necessary. Stand up and say you support reparations every time it is addressed. That's what you do. What you don't do is look for closure. There is no closure.
Am I right when I say, Leonard, that reparations is good, and I certainly support that as well. But am I right when I say that some situations you can't just throw money at? There have to be something more than just the money.
But if you don't know what you want, how should I know what you want? Because some of y'all want only what God can give you, and you don't realize that. You're asking the wrong person.
Who should we ask?
You should ask the Creator.
Okay.
The God whom you said you was following. That's who you ask. Let me help you. Those who deny the truth.
Oh, he going to the word? What is he going to the word?
Sternly punished in this world, and in the world to come. There shall be none to help them. So, what are you doing now? Are you pursuing righteousness? Because it is right that you should receive reparation. Or are you just want to sit around? Hold on a minute. Let me help you, because I have to live tomorrow. So that's what's most important to me.
Okay, I'm not opposed to reparation, but my question is: are we just looking for a monetary gain, or are we looking for some kind of social justice, some kind of some other means? Is it just a monetary gain thing that we're looking for, or are we looking for I don't even want to say
there is no we. Your daughter, because she's gonna be a perfect queen.
Absolutely, appreciate that.
Because she told you what you should do. I was born and raised and taught my history. I ain't never been surprised. Okay, I mean, I don't understand. I wasn't born into a world that was perfect.
Oh, no, never.
I was never taught to hate nobody, but I was taught to fight. I want you to fight.
That's
because
good.
That's going to help resolve some of these issues that you have. Those of you who are looking for some type of inordinate amount of affection and respect, go to God, because you're not going to get it from them white folks. They don't care nothing about you. But it ain't all of them.
Exactly.
So what we have to do is how we gonna live tomorrow? How are our children gonna live? Because our ancestors are dead. They did the hard work, the heavy lifting. So what you gonna do? Because you got a part to play in this.
It's almost like I'm hearing. It's almost like I'm hearing you say that a certain generation has dropped the ball, has not continued.
No, I'm not looking for an excuse. It is what it is. It is the truth. If you deny the truth, you are of that unrighteousness. So one, I have no case but to be against you. Like you say, we ain't got to look back. You can see what happened yesterday. You can just look what happened yesterday. I told somebody, people always complain about Al Sharpton. Put him out of business then. Stop doing what you're doing. You just don't wake up every morning looking for mess. People call him because of mess.
Boy, I almost saw that bone just then. I almost saw that bone, brother. That bone.
If you knew like your ancestors knew, you would know what terrifies white folks. The truth.
Exactly.
If you spoke like you believed it, they would bow down.
Exactly. I'm gonna come back. I see you, Badger. I'm gonna come back to you, make them circle around. Cassandra, what's on your heart?
Yeah, I'm not a see, I can't really listen to Al Sharpton too much, because he'll make me go and start like pull a gun and go down the street.
No, he won't.
serious. I'm serious. I'm serious. No, in certain people, I cannot listen to them often. Roland Martin and several people.
I love
it's
Roland
like
Martin.
they make me want to drink. They make me want to do something, and I'm like, okay, don't watch them. Don't listen to that because you're about to do something crazy. But no, I know the name of the ministry God gave me is Warriors of Worship and Warfare. Do y'all get that? God gave me that. I wasn't looking for that. I ain't asked him for that. God said the ministry is Warriors of Worship and Warfare. I have always been a fighter. I don't know why, but it's like I have to fight for what is right. I have to fight for equality. I got to fight for justice. When I see something being done, against somebody or wrong, I feel like inside me, you got to fight for that person. Step up, stop, talk up, say something. And it gets me in trouble to the point that I told y'all, a white guy literally pointed a sawed-off shotgun at me, called me a nigger bitch, and said, I'll kill you if you don't move out of this neighborhood. Okay, I'm sorry. But I'm just saying, that's the kind of radical person I am. So I have to check myself a lot of times, guys, and I don't mean to offend anybody. But boy, does my blood boil when it comes to our people and the inequality and injustice that we have faced.
Absolutely.
Don't apologize for it.
That's good.
I don't have to apologize for not liking you because of what happened. I don't owe you nothing. But what you are going to do, what your children are going to do, you're going to right this wrong. And you either going to do it with the pen or you're going to do it with blood. You choose.
Good deal. Good deal. Let me keep this thing going. We got a guest. We're going to get our guest in just a few minutes. She has an amazing program that she's doing. She's going to come in. She's going to talk to us and educate us as to what she's doing and how we can be able to support in what she's doing. So she's actually here in the studio right now. So we're definitely going to get her in. We're going to keep her here with us for about a good 10 or 15 minutes. And then we're going to continue this conversation right here that we have. But before we do that, Rico, what's on your heart, brother? Talk to me.
Man, go ahead and jump at the Badger. We don't round him a couple times.
Okay, Badger, what's on your heart?
Well, it does seem like I was a little bit misunderstood. So, pretty much what I was getting at is I came to the understanding that there's a lot of things that's been going on that they don't know, that people don't know what's going on in the white communities. There is a very nasty learned behavior that those of us that woke up and figured it out is having to work very hard and risking a lot of times our lives to untrain this generational learned behavior of hatred and misdirection. I was able to figure it out and walk away from it. And I work really hard at taking every opportunity I can to help others get away from that mentality or that thought process. But because I do that, I'm not accepted in white communities anymore. I've been outcasted because I have such a different thought process in the way I look at things. So here I am trying to make sure history gets told and I think it's called undertold stories that aren't told. I look for them, I search for them, I do my best to put them out there. And the younger generation, my age or younger, we love that stuff. We want to know about all of it because we want to learn how we shouldn't live. Or at least from my perspective, that's the impression I've gotten from a lot of them. So it's not in the sense of letting it go. You have to remember, part of my heritage is Cherokee. We weren't even allowed to do our prayers until the late 80s. Legally, we could not do our prayers in public until the late 80s. So yeah, I have every right upset. I've chosen to go, all right, at least we can pray now. However, there's still a lot of bad things that happen to my Native brothers and sisters. And that's a lot. It don't get put on the news. About, the pipeline did, but they haven't put the fact that the oil spilt in the rivers. They haven't put on the news about taking the land or burning, or the government coming in and burning their crops when they're trying to get away from casinos and alcohol and things like that. So a lot of my Native and brothers and sisters are having to do things the best they can without all this media news. And there is anger among them as well. A lot of them consider me a half-blood because I look white. So I don't really belong to any group anymore. So I'm just a shadow that goes from place to place. And what I was trying to get at earlier was, it's the mentality that I witnessed being a part of white communities that needs to be worked on. And a lot of people don't know how bad it really is, because a lot of them are so, man, if there's any white people out there listening, if y'all want to get mad at me, I might send you my email so you can send me all that hate mail. But a lot of us that are aware of it, you're going to agree with me. And I know that. Too many white folks are ignorant to what's really going on. They want to believe that preacher on the pulpit. They want to believe these news media people. They want to believe, a lot of this government's doing all of us good. Yet, when you start presenting things because it's outside of their norm, they're too afraid to go against the system, because they think if they go against the system, that they're going to be taken from their families. Most white folks I know that want to see a change are so scared to do anything, because a lot of us were taught if we do anything, we're going to get killed.
Exactly. That's yeah. And I can see that definitely being a point. Tucson, you wanted to say something, Rico? Did you have some, brother?
Yeah, I was just waiting, letting him go, be encouraged, because like I said, we had jumped over him a couple of times. But we might have jumped over Donald too.
Yeah.
We need to let Donald go.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit Donald. Donald, go ahead.
No, I was just thinking about some things, because we ain't the only ones. And I keep saying that. But I was just curious, because I thought about something in the course of what we was talking about. How far up to the land that they stole from the Mexicans, how far up north does the border need to move?
Wow.
Because you got to take Texas out of the going up above Texas. I'm just saying. I mean, I don't know if this has anything to do with anything.
That's the whole California, Donald.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Hands down.
So they're talking about the moving the, you come across the border and move it. But how far up you got to take the stolen land? Because that's what it is. How far up do you have to move the border? So when we talk about the reformation, I can't pronounce the word.
Reparations.
Giving back. Yeah, to what is due. Then across the board, how many people do you really owe? You got to give up a whole country.
Exactly. This is what we're gonna do, y'all. Hold on, we're gonna continue this conversation, but I want to get my guest in here, man. So I don't know how much time we have with her, but we're gonna be with her about 10 or 15 minutes, and then we're gonna continue this conversation. We're gonna continue this dialogue, because there's so much more that we have to say on this. Young lady, come on over here and let me get you set up. Put a little backdrop music there. Leonard, if I'm coming to you while she's getting ready. Leonard, what's on your heart, brother?
Also, you say you gonna come to me. Oh, I'm listening, but I hope people understand and listen. If the righteous get on one side, we can win. But if you just want to hang on to your experience, you lose.
Exactly.
So eventually, at some point, like say, for instance, we go to Alcoholics Anonymous or these in the groups. First thing you say is who you are, and when you talk about your problem. And then you sit and you listen to other people's experience. Now, y'all both got the same poison, but you all have different experiences. on what it has done to you. What has racism done to you? We have these meetings and we talk and we create safe places to talk and to speak about certain things. But don't misunderstand me, because the concept that I don't want people to miss about this conversation, your trauma ain't no different than nobody else's when it comes to the effect.
Exactly.
It was just a different type of event. So as Badger was talking to you, you have to understand where the point he's coming from. He's been lied to. He's been mistreated. Like I tell a lot of my brothers and sisters who insist on using white privilege for everything. I said, if you're ever going to come to any conclusion and help everybody, you have to understand that there are white people that don't have no privileges. They just as poor as you, they uneducated, and they ignorant. Our people need to reach out and to make sure that they know that they have someone on their side. And we can fight for the same thing and raise that banner. However, if you want to sit over here and just worry about what happened to you, you're going to just be over there forever. Because yet you believe that you so hurt, you can't feel his pain. Examine yourself and to see how righteous you are. A lot of things have happened to a lot of us. But my story is no more important than the next man's story.
Exactly.
White brothers and sisters, if you want to be a part of the movement, support reparations. Begin the work of righting the wrong, not supporting the evil that is still being done.
Absolutely. Hold right there, Leonard. We're gonna go ahead on. We got our guest in the studio. Good morning, young lady. How you doing this morning?
I am blessed abundantly and highly favored.
Good deal. Good deal. Tell everybody your name.
My name is Lillian Batay. I am the founder and CEO of the Sojourner Truth Observational Study Home Motel Incorporated, which is a nonprofit organization that began 29 years ago in Kansas City, Kansas, taking youth off the streets of Kansas City who were being suspended from school, had nowhere to go, and were ending up either in trouble with the law, incarcerated, and sometimes even dead. I was blessed to get access to a building to be able to bring them in and continue to provide educational support services. Little did I know that my building would be filled up with beginning majority African-American young males. And I began to cry out to the community, as you all are doing right here today, asking for men to get involved, because I knew as a woman, I could only go so far or reach them up to a certain level. And out of all the people that heard my cry through a radio program in Kansas City, Kansas, the brothers from the Nation of Islam came forward and said that they wanted to help. And that was how this organization kind of began, along with my daughter being assaulted on the streets of Kansas City, which was the beginning stages of the bullying issue that I was exposed to.
What planted the seed in you to make you want to move forward with this? What planted that seed?
Well, I believe it was birthed in me from the beginning, where God has always given me a desire to want to work with and help children. And as far back as I can remember, I became a big sister back in 1977 through Big Brothers and Big Sisters while I was still in high school. And from that, I have continued to put programs together and find ways to be able to reach out to children. I'm also a certified teacher. So I've worked in the school system until I realized our education system is totally broken. And children are no longer falling between the cracks. They're underneath the cracks right now. So I am continuing by way of being a big sister, a foster parent, operating a 24-hour registered family daycare home while attending Spelman College and paying my way through college, on to becoming a substitute teacher, certified teacher, and now the CEO of this organization that will be celebrating 30 years of providing educational support services, tutorial assistance, and any type of help we can offer to families.
What is the part that you love most about what you do?
One of my biggest or greatest desires and events has been to provide Christmas toys to underserved children. And this is one of the things that we started doing way back in between 89 and 92. While I was living in Connecticut, I became a foster parent, and it was at that time that I realized that a lot of foster children were not receiving toys at Christmas time because their biological parents were so upset because the children had been removed from their homes until they refused to bring toys to the foster homes. They wanted to wait until their children returned home again, I guess to provide them the toys themselves. And when I found that this was happening, I began to try to solicit donations for toys for children, foster children. And lo and behold, the Salvation Army was the first organization that came through with about 300 toys that allowed me to be able to begin serving foster children. I went from foster care to dealing with homeless children, and it wasn't until God took me through a wilderness experience in 1997 to truly understand what it meant to be homeless. Prior to that, I guess I don't want to say I was lying, but I didn't really know what they were going through or how I felt until I was placed in that position. So I added homeless children to my list of children to serve. And this year has my theme has been to focus on children who have been affected by COVID-19, violent crimes, homelessness, and foster care. And I guess when I wrote my request to Toys for Tots, initially I was only thinking about the children who had lost their parents to COVID-19. But on Thanksgiving Day, I heard a program on one of the news channels that talked about children themselves who had been diagnosed with COVID-19, who had actually lost their toenails with no possibility of them growing back. And I saw these children on the news crying, toes bleeding, and parents having to wrap their legs up every night before going to bed to try to decrease some of the pain. And it took me back to a situation where I, as a teacher, sustained a slip and fall in an elementary school 2 years ago, and the school system ignored and turned their backs as though I no longer existed as a teacher. And my heart began to cry out for those children. So I tried to search to find out how to reach out to them. I was referred to Channel 2, Constance Presley, who in turn suggested that I contact the Children's Healthcare of Atlanta, which I have. So beginning this coming Sunday, we will be serving some of the children from the school where I attended in the DeKalb County area. And on Monday, we will be dropping off boxes of toys to 4 of the Children's Healthcare of Atlanta hospitals in hopes of being able to make somebody's life a little brighter this year.
Good deal. Now look at, I'm gonna go ahead and say this to you, man. You must be a preacher, because you sure could talk a long time now. You must be a preacher or something.
You said I only got 10 minutes, so I
Good Lord, boy, that must be a Cassandra. That must be a preacher somewhere right there, boy. You gave her a microphone. I done went downstairs and went and made me some breakfast and come back. You still talking. Good Lord, Cassandra, help me. Okay. Cassandra, you there? We might have lost Cassandra. But let me go Toya with a T. Toya with a T. You got that same heart, sis. What's on your heart? What are you hearing?
Oh, I was just right say, honey, we need to talk more about good stuff. We always talk about issues and troubles. We need to talk more about solutions and good things. That's what's wrong with the world, with all races in the world now. We are a part of a race, a human race. And that's what probably, we always want to talk about drama. We don't ever want to talk about this stuff. That's why we don't see it on the news. Oh, you long-winded. You're talking about something good to help people. Oh, you're getting long-winded. We don't want to hear about that. We can't get sales and like confused like that.
Look at him.
That's a world.
Look. I gave it, but Toya, I gave her the microphone. She talked for 45 minutes, though, Toya. You know, can I ask a question? Can I ask a question? I can ask a question, can I? I'm the question asker.
We need more. Nah, we don't need no more.
Thank you, Cassandra.
No, that's Toya. That's Toya.
Toya.
Yeah. Rico, what's on your heart?
Because it's this.
Oh, I heard you. Hey, and truth of the matter, I'm definitely agreeing with you. Rico, what's on your heart, brother?
Yeah, I'm with Toya. That's the way it's supposed to be when you got a special guest. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
The spotlight is on her.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? We got people on the panel that talk longer than she talk. And they ain't special guests. We on here every day.
Now who would do something like that? Don't you call no name. Don't you call no name.
So we definitely need to hear what she had to say since she's a special invitee.
There you go. Leonard. Oh, Leonard's not on screen. Leonard, you there? Leonard might have stepped away for a second there. Cassandra, are you back? Sherelle, I know you're there. We're going to come to you in just 1 second, Sherelle. Cassandra, are you back with us? Okay, let me go to Curtis here. Curtis, you have some background noise. I had to mute you, brother. What's on your heart?
Can you hear me, Ryan?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's on your heart, brother?
I'm gonna pass a jewel. Please share my email with her. Specifically, give her my work email because I have a program that we just did an MOU with, which is a memorandum of understanding, that I think would really, really, truly be beneficial to what she's trying to do, how she's trying to do it, and they have the capital that she may need. So please share. You know what? Let me just give my work email because I don't think you have my work email, Raheem. It's my first name, capital letter. My first name is Curtis with a C. So it's capital CURTIS. M as in Mike at St. Ambrose. The Saint is STAMBROS.org. It's Curtis M at St. Ambrose, no E.org, right? Because I have a really, really powerful program that is on the move, y'all. And to be honest, what I love about it is the fact that the CEO and founder is an African-American female.
Good deal.
And they are doing some powerful things. And they're not just local. They can reach into several different cities, several different towns, states, however you want to say it, and provide help and resources to programs such as hers. So please share my information with her so that I can then in turn at least introduce her and the CEO founder, and then they can take it from there.
Good deal. Good deal. Leonard, what's on your heart, brother?
Oh man, I'm just listening. Like I said before, my thing is always get behind something righteous. It's awesome the way she just sat there and told you she saw a need and she went after that. And she's busying herself and doing what she thinks is best. And she's helping people. You would be surprised. People always think we ain't never gonna have enough help. You can always get behind something righteous. If you don't live where she lived, maybe you can talk to her about how she did it, and you can do it here with the toy giveaway, for instance. If you're a 501c3, I know in the state of Georgia, you get a 501c3 by the state. Called the Salvation Army. And you can do toy drives. All it takes is for someone to have the heart to do as such.
Exactly.
And if you are not the one to lead, get behind someone doing something. Begin the work of reparation. Everything that moves in a righteous direction will repair a lot of the wrongs that have happened. Like this young lady said about those children. And I mentioned to people about CASA program, court-appointed special advocate programs for children. If you want to be involved in that, you get training. It's absolutely free. You get sworn in by the court, and you have just as much authority to make changes and help children as a social worker would. And all you have to do is volunteer. And they always need black men because we have a lot of black boys that are displaced.
That's good. That's
and they're
good.
always looking for volunteers. Also, those people who may not understand the struggle and civil rights and everything, this is the last weekend in Georgia that they will be giving free admission to the Civil Rights Museum. It's sponsored by Porsche, and they have made it possible for people to get in free. This is the last weekend up through the 19th.
Okay, good deal, good deal. Young lady,
yes,
give us some more information as to what you got going on and how can we get in contact with you, and I'll give us the meat.
Well, to just back up a little bit, as I mentioned, this coming 2022 will make 30 years that we have been providing services to children from Connecticut to Kansas City and now here in Georgia. And my dream for the past 8 years has been to establish a mobile academic program. My vision was to have an RV converted into a classroom with complete with computers and internet and hotspot on board. However, God led me in a different way about a year ago, where I happened to notice a bus sitting on the scenic highway, and I wrote a grant and was able to purchase a 22-passenger bus that now has the computers, the internet, a smart TV, a wireless speaker system, and a number of things such as a tent. And we also have an inflatable movie screen that we can just set up anywhere in any community. So to respond to your question, my desire and my goal is to travel from community to community, blessing children and providing internet access and computers to those that may still be without that service.
Absolutely. Now, how can someone get in contact with you?
They can call me directly at 770-572-8995. They can email me at takeoverlearning, that's TAKEOVERLEARNING, which is exactly what we are planning to do, at gmail.com. You can also go to my website at www.stosh, that's STOSH, Inc.org. That is the abbreviation for the Sojourner Truth Observational Study Home Motel Incorporated.
Okay. Now tell us, you got some more that ain't it? Tell us some more. What else you got? Talk to me. You got the microphone now.
Yes, we have toys. God has blessed us for the first year to receive our donation of toys early, even before Thanksgiving, where we received 500 toys this year. We have been blessed to have a storage company locally that donated space for us to store the toys. And I am sitting here right now with a gentleman that I just met this week that obviously saw the vision that God has placed in me and invited me to be a guest on the show. And I truly want to thank you, because today is considered a fantastic Friday for me. And we are 2 days away from decorating our bus as the Angel Bus, complete with wings and lights and halos. I have 4 of my grandchildren who are going to be riding on the bus with us this coming Sunday. Beginning at 12 o'clock, we will be distributing toys to children down in the Brockett Road corridor in East Ponce de Leon area. And on to Monday, we will be taking toys to 2 of the Children's Healthcare of Atlanta sites starting at 12 o'clock noon on Monday and Tuesday, hoping that by Christmas Eve we'll be able to rest and I'll be able to earn my wings and my little golden halo, hoping that someday I may be able to earn that crown that people always keep talking about.
Come on now. Come on.
The golden one.
Exactly. Anybody else have any questions? Cassandra, are you back with us?
And
Okay.
yes, I am.
Okay. Good deal. Good deal. Any questions?
No, I'm excited about what she's doing. You know, that's what Wild Ministry does. We've been doing it for about 25 years, serving the homeless and needy families all year round, but especially at Christmas. So we're doing the same thing that she's doing. I would love to make contact with her and see if we can help each other.
Exactly. Exactly. Rico, what's on your heart, brother? Talk to me.
I noticed she said she dealt with foster kids.
Yes.
Predominantly, I guess. I was wondering what age range are most of your clients in, or is it spread out, evenly amongst the different age groups? And the second question is how limited are you able? Yeah, how limited are your resources? I mean, how far can you go with assisting these foster children? Because we know some of the situations that they go through are more extreme than others, and they need, I'm gonna say, rescuing. And so, how deep is the rescue effort, that you make? How far can you go? Or are you limited to what you can do as far as assisting these foster children?
Well, to answer your question, in my opinion, the sky is the limit. God has given me access to areas that I may not be able to physically reach, but I can reach through the airways, such as by way of Zoom or through the internet. During the pandemic, we did receive a grant from Dollar General that allowed us to be able to bring children online to be able to be a part of a reading and literacy program called The Right to Read from A to Z. But as I mentioned, I have a bus, have wheels, will travel. As long as we have the finances and the manpower to be able to assist, I'm willing to go wherever God leads me to go. And if I can't be there physically, as I said, I can reach you by way of phone, internet, or whatever services you have available. At the present time, I have managed to be able to connect with an independent company that is now referring children to me from all over the country, as far away as Alaska, that I tutor online. And for any parents that are looking for something for their children, as well as foster children, which is my number one greatest need right now, they can reach out to me and I will be able to set them up online.
Give me your contact again.
Again, they can contact me at 770-572-8995. They can email me at takeoverlearning@gmail.com. That's takeoverlearning@gmail.com. Or they can go to my website at www.stosh, that's STOSH Inc.org. Click on the registration form to send your information. And if you also would like to make a donation, there's a donation button on the website as well.
Don't be scared to ask.
We also have a Cash App, which is $STOSH, STOSH LLC, where you can send donations, because we are always and also in need of donations to keep our angel bus on the road even after Christmas.
Good deal. Good deal. Badger, you have any questions?
I think what she's doing is beautiful, and more people need to do things like that everywhere.
Exactly.
There's way too many homeless, and especially when it comes to kids, too many kids that need help that just aren't getting it.
Exactly. Good deal. Well, young lady, I want to thank you. What any closing remarks you want to have, or anything you want to say in your closing? We're gonna get you back on here again, though.
I have to say, I hate that I wasn't here at the beginning of your all's discussion, because that is another area that hit home for me. I heard you talking about victims of rape, which I am a victim of rape. I also heard you mention something to deal with driving while black.
Yes.
sitting while black going in your building. I'm also an African American female that was arrested for observing while black in Kansas City and taking pictures of a where I felt like the police were using excessive force. So you don't even have to be doing anything, just standing around watching and taking photos. And this was years ago. So I would love to have the opportunity to come back and discuss some more of those issues as well, because one of the things that I am in the process of writing is a new grant to be able to focus on the mental health of our children. As many of you all may have been listening and hearing the news even today, children are afraid to go to school on this day because of a TikTok challenge where they don't know whether it's a hoax or whether it's real or not, but it's got many children afraid to go to school on the last day of school for fear that they may not make it back home alive. And it is all of our responsibility to help to keep our children alive. And that's what my motto has been, to let the children live. And God just reminded me, what am I doing to continue to try to help to let the children live? So I am going to be back out there on the streets. I've also dealt with missing persons. I've also worked with missing persons and runaway youth, teen prostitution, and human trafficking. So I am here for your support, your assistance, and I need yours as well. So thank you for allowing me this time.
Good deal. Now, you say you want to be a part of the conversation we're having, and you can sit right there and keep on talking now.
Yes.
But you sit right there. You ain't got to go. We ain't gonna kick you out now. We won't do that to our guests.
Thank you.
But you're absolutely welcome. Leonard, let's back to our original topic, man. How do we heal this situation? How do we get to a place of healing?
Well, first of all, you have to want to be healed. I'm a strict person when it comes to that. You have to want to be healed. Seriously.
Yeah.
Because you're going to have to commit. You're going to have to commit to a practice for your healing. Now, it's going to be a little bit more for some of you. Some of you are going to need professional help.
Yeah.
You're going to have to go to therapists. You're going to have to go to people who are trained in handling people with mental health issues, specifically with trauma. Some of you will be able to get involved in righteous things going on where you can be a part of something positive to right the wrongs that you are so adamant about. And then some of you are going to be called upon to use your skills and your talents to influence others to do so, particularly those officials, elected officials that represent you. HR 40 is still on the table. HR 40 is the bill for the discussion and the proposal of what it would take for reparations. Now, don't talk to me about slavery at all if you can't support reparations.
Yeah.
Because you just want to talk about slavery, and there's a place for that. You can go and talk to people who want to talk about slavery 24 hours a day if that's what you would like. You can go and talk to people who are about getting support for reparations as well. If neither one of those are your thing, get in where you fit in. Find a place where you can do some good towards that goal that may help you. I tell people one of the things that how I stay out of trouble is I practice doing positive things. I look for positive things to get involved in to keep me from drifting towards wickedness.
Good deal.
You know, if you've listened to this call, people know how I am about wicked folk. So those are the people whom we are against. Those are the people who we have to fight to get what it is that we have been talking about. Don't ask people for things they cannot give you.
Exactly. Good deal. Let me give the phone number 508-924-3521, 508-924-3521. Sherelle, good morning. How you doing this morning?
Good morning. How's everybody?
Hey, doing good. Sherelle, we started that we had the guests to come in, but it was actually before the guests came in, we was talking about a situation, a scenario, whereas we as Black people should be able to get past slavery. How do we put down that part and say forget about that part and move on to a place of healing. And I equated it to telling the young lady that was raped. I equated it to telling her that, you know, if you take away the rape part, yeah, you were raped, but take away that part, and you can move forward, almost like get over it. How do you tell a person to do that, Sherelle?
That honestly, that's easier said than done when it's happening now. In a sense, it's kind of like it's really a if you want to get over it, you will. It's kind of a mental thing. You know, if you mentally get over it, then you'll push forward and move a little different, think a little different about it. But how do you get over slavery? That's kind of something that's really not gonna happen, to be honest with you. I don't necessarily think you can get over it. You can just think differently and move a little differently. I don't think it ever goes away.
Wow.
So telling a rape victim, you know, you can't get over it. It happened. You're not gonna get over it because it happened. That's a memory that it happened. You know what I'm saying? But mentally, you have to be strong. You know, it's just kind of, you have to mentally be strong to push forward. It never goes away. You just have to move a little different. That's really all I can really say on that. It never goes away. You can't get over slavery, especially when things are happening now that remind you of slavery.
Absolutely.
So it's kind of a hard thing to do. And really all you can do is just mentally put yourself in a different place. It's happening now. So getting over slavery is and I say it's happening now in the sense of modern day slavery type things. So it's kind of hard to get over it with things happening around you and news and stuff. It's either you cut the news off, but then we need to see what's going on, you know, and you know, then when you cut the news off, then somebody's talking about something. So how do you cut that out?
Exactly.
You don't be around them. So you're gonna isolate yourself, or you're gonna think differently. You have to, even when people bring it up or when people talk about it or something, you have to mentally put yourself there, but not put yourself there. If that makes sense.
Good deal. Good deal.
It's kind of hard to do.
Absolutely, absolutely, and it is, and it is very, very, very hard to do. We got another caller from the we got a 816 area code. 816 area code. What's your name? Where you calling from?
This is Goddess. I didn't get a chance to hear your guest speaker. I was trying to get on here to hear your guest speaker, but tell me what was going on.
Well, she's actually still here. Give her a nutshell as to what you want, your name, and what you're doing.
Good morning, Goddess. I see you calling from an 816 number. That's Kansas City, Missouri, right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I am a native of Kansas City, Kansas. I am the one that used to do the Christmas on Quindaro for about 11 years. And I relocated here to Atlanta, Georgia in 2002. My name is Lillian Bate. I am the founder and CEO of the Sojourner Truth Observational Study Home Motel. I don't know how long you've been living in the Kansas area, but it is an organization that began back in 1992 while my mother was going through a transition of ovarian cancer. And 1 month after she was laid to rest, God birthed this organization in my spirit in 1993, June of 1993. From that time until this time, I have devoted my life to working towards trying to improve the quality of life and conditions for children in all phases and capacities. I used to operate a alternative school program, summer camp and after school from the Kensington Park Recreation Center at 29th and State Avenue. I took a group of children and marched them through the streets of Kansas City, from that location to Miracle Temple at 22nd and Quindaro, in order to get the community to see the need that we needed to stand up and support our children. So my life has been devoted to working with children. I don't know if you've ever heard of the Sojourner Truth Observational Study Home Motel, but that is an organization that was birthed there in Kansas City, Kansas, Wyandotte County. But we also worked with the Ad Hoc Group Against Crime. I was the community liaison between 95 and 97 when there were so many children that were 21 years of age and younger who were dying on the streets of Kansas City until HBO came to Kansas City and did a documentary entitled 29th and Prospect. And I was the location coordinator on that particular event. That was one of the hardest jobs that I ever had to deal with, where I had to go into homes and try to get them to feel comfortable with allowing a group of individuals that did not look like them from HBO to interview them and to do a story on their lost loved ones. So I have been out here in the community for many years.
Good deal. So, guys, are you familiar?
No, I've never heard of the Sojourner Truth, but I'm from Wyandotte County, and I live 2 blocks. I live in Parkwood, ma'am. So I'm from Wyandotte County. I think I was probably in New York during that time. I had graduated and then moved to New York in the 90s. So you said 91. Yeah, I had moved to New York then, graduated from high school and moved to New York then. But yeah, I am familiar with the ad hoc group and all that. They're still around. They're not as strong, but we're trying to bring back Quindaro area as we speak as of today now. Again, that's one of the reasons why I ran for a first district commissioner in the Wyandotte County, which would cover that area. And found out there's quite a bit of voter fraud, so they've been investigating that. That's been going on. But we're trying to bring Quindaro back, that area back. Of course, now the demographics are changing, and certain people are moving to the neighborhood, or trying to take control of the neighborhood and area. So we still need your. Too bad you're in Atlanta. We still would need you back here because that's what we need now, especially in our school system. So I'm trying to get something started here called the Urban Initiative here in Kansas City, Kansas, so we can grow and move toward some of the things that you already have done and achieved. So we thank you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You're quite welcome, and I'm glad to hear that you're doing something in my hometown. I'm willing to do whatever I can to help you. As I said, that's where my roots are and where this organization was initially birthed. I'm a Burleson off of 4th and Quindaro. And when I came back home and I saw the condition of the community, that is when I decided that I wanted to make a change. And I began the Christmas on Quindaro for 11 years. We are operated out of Parkwood Park. As a matter of fact, my father, Mr. Vern Burleson, is one of the ones who fought to get that swimming pool built, which is the only swimming pool in the Wyandotte County area for children to have a place to go and swim. He was very active in the community. He also had a light put up on 3rd and Richmond when a child was struck by a car on the way to go into school. And he did a lot in the community there, as well as being a mail carrier. So I don't know if you are familiar with the Burleson lineage. My brother, Leslie Burleson, is there now. He is the one that does the taking it to the streets and feeding the homeless in the streets of Kansas
me and him work together. We work together. He knows who I am. Goddess, we work together. He does taking it to the streets.
That's
actually we work together. We did the homeless at Bartle Hall that we did, and I brought him in.
Good deal. Good deal. Let me see. Toya, you with a T? Anything on your heart, sis? Toya.
Yeah, absolutely. I know we wanted down, but absolutely. See, that's what we need. We need multiple programs, right? Because this thing that we've been living under as African American people, that the other races outside of us will never understand because they haven't endured what we went through, right? We need multiple programs to help until we can figure out what the problem is, right? And if the government's not going to do it, we have to now become the humans that we are. It's our jobs as humans. We don't wait on a government. If we see kids in need in Queens, thank you
for not waiting on the government. Oh, they pay taxes, so that's who's supposed to take care of the kids. Oh, well, DFACS, that's what they do. No, it's each and every one of us responsibility as adults to identify children and people in need, period. You can just walk past issues and problems and say that, oh, it's the president's problem, or the commissioner problem, while you sit back and do nothing. So absolutely. Why? Just like every other community supports their own people that they're from, we need multiple of these, because you know what? Out of what is it? 350 million people in the United States, and they say what 14% of us are black. So you're looking at roughly 34 million, 40 million black people, and then what? You got 273 programs to help. Come on with the jokes. No, stop putting responsibility off on other people and assume your responsibility for where you at before the next person that you look over. And this is why I love the kids and I do anything. I'm gonna regulate children. You're not gonna run me. You can be however bad you want to. I'm up to the challenge, because what we're not gonna do is I'm not gonna walk past you today and you be pulling a gun in my face tomorrow. So we better be real careful as we walk around adults and understand the power that we have, and start catching some of these children, because if we keep walking around acting like we don't see nothing, like how we catching these kids going to shoot something up, we've been knew it was problems. We've been knew it was bullying. We've been knew they were deprived. We've been knew they were neglected. We're not doing our jobs, and it's boiling over. So it's time for us to stop playing, stop pushing off the responsibility to the government, DFACS, and the teachers, and fall in place so we can go ahead and do what we need to do for our communities, period. Stop putting it on other people. It's up to us.
Good deal. Now we at 46 right now, so we winding up on time. So what we're gonna do? Everybody, give me your quick version of what you're going to say next, so we can move around and touch as many people as we can before we get out of here. Rico, what's on your heart, brother?
Man, what's on my heart is I don't know what I want to talk about.
Okay,
that's what's on my heart. I'm confused right about now. But now I can talk about something that you might want me to talk about. You want me to talk about what your special guest talked about, or do you want me to go back to the beginning conversation? Because if I just jump into the beginning conversation, man, it's going to be sort of out of order.
No,
based on what we just finished talking about.
No, actually,
but that's sort of more.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to go. Let's go back to the beginning, because we're gonna pull it. I guess she's actually gonna speak on that as well. So we're gonna pull everything together. So yeah, let's go back to the beginning.
Well, I think I might have came in late. I didn't know if the question was about getting over slavery or getting over racism, and today's generation and this and that, and learned behavior, reparations. We talked about a lot of that stuff, and if you look at the definitions of reparations, you know what I'm saying, it first says something about monetary compensation, but it also says help. So we need help. We need help repairing this dysfunctional behavior that came out of racism. Knowing what the definition of racism is, it's a belief that somebody has inherited traits or behaviors based on their race, which makes another race more superior than the other. That's the first part of the dysfunction. But we abide by it. We evolved, we maneuver, we learn how to adapt and survive based in that the atmosphere that was created. But along with that atmosphere came with a lot of benefits, privilege. And so now, looking back on what the number one rule of life is, or the number one goal is, self-preservation. I know a dude that says there's no I in we, and that's true.
Yeah,
very true. That's why I respect Gerald so much.
Yeah,
but I also heard a long time ago that the number one rule of life was self-preservation. So now you take the people that benefit from white superiority. They don't want to let that go. Who wants to take the risk in driving down the road, getting caught with a kilo of coke, and then somebody saying, "Well, you know what? Go on home. I know your daddy." Y'all boys go on and continue having a good time. Who wants to give up the privilege to go back? Even though we talking about today's time now, who would want to give up the privilege to go out and have vigilante justice based off of their assumptions? Yeah, we seen him walk around looking suspicious. Why he look suspicious? Because he was walking around looking inside the house, but we didn't see him doing nothing wrong. He was just walking around looking inside the house. Well, what made him suspicious? He was black.
Yep.
Okay, so now you came out, you chased him down, and you shot him, you killed him in the middle of the road. And the police came, hey, I'm one of y'all.
Mm-hmm.
And I know the district attorney. Yeah, I got my service weapon. Oh man, they just riding along, going along with his narrative.
Mm-hmm.
The man innocent, admitting got blood on his hands.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And he take his nasty white butt to his home and take a bath and get in his bed that night. And then somebody else didn't know him and allowed him to be a cop said, nah, don't arrest him. Matter of fact, we're going to let this ride for about 2 months. We ain't going to do nothing about it. Who wants to give that up?
Exactly.
So somewhere you really want to get some reparations. You really want to repair some stuff. You start penalizing people for that practice, for that double stamp, that benefit of doubt, that little sweep under the rug, just because you are entitled, because you are white, because you're superior, because you are perceived to be better than.
Yeah. Wrap it up,
just
Rico.
because. You got it.
Okay. Let me see. I want to pull some more people in, man. I want to go to. Let me go to. Because as a matter of fact, let me go back to. I think we actually just lost her. We actually just. I'll go back to Sherelle. Cassandra, what's on your heart? Cassandra?
Yes, the conversation has been great as usual. I've learned some new things as usual today. So I just think we just have to keep the narrative going, talking about the things and not just talking, but doing, because I believe action is where it's at. So my activism side says we can talk all day long about what we want to see change, but the only way that the change happens is if we do something. And that's what I believe most of us on here, that's what we're about. We're about trying to do something, not just talking about doing something.
Absolutely. Young lady?
Yes, I just wanted to respond in regards to some type of solutions. There used to be something called the Neighborhood Justice Center, where when two people were, I guess, having a difference of opinions, they would bring them to the Neighborhood Justice Center to mediate with them and to try to resolve the issue. And I don't know what happened to that center. I don't know if it would even work in today's world, because nowadays everybody's walking around packing a weapon. And the minute you say something to them or even look at them crazy, they're ready to pull out a weapon and shoot. We've got to figure out a way how to turn that back around, to be able to mediate, to communicate, to show love towards one another. And I am willing to do whatever is necessary or whatever I can to reach out. But my priority is starting with the children, because there's a lot of violence. There's a lot of bullying going on right in the school systems. So my thing is, the younger that I am able to reach out to the children to try to help to turn their minds around and change their lives and behavior, that's where God has called me to be.
Absolutely.
Begin.
Absolutely. Good deal. Leonard?
Man, good show, man. I love the information, and I'd just thank the young lady for doing all that she is doing. Welcome to Georgia.
Georgia.
Truth is not what you want it to be. It is what it is, and you must bend to its power or live a lie.
Exactly. Good deal. Good deal. Toussaint, what's on your heart, brother?
Hey, Donna.
I just figure if you ain't part of the solution, you're part of the problem.
That's right.
I mean, you can sit down there and complain and don't do anything. So, and you just part of this problem. So there's a lot more people on the panel. I'm just listening. Thank you, my sister, for what you're doing.
You're welcome.
Making a difference.
Absolutely.
And that's what it's all about.
Absolutely. Toya with a T. Talk to me. Badger, coming to you next.
Nothing much, man. I just want to say I love y'all. I love the dialogue. I know I'm passionate, and that little bit of New York anger, aggression come out, but it don't mean no harm. It just means that I'm really real about just being a good overall human being. And any human being that feel like they want to come, like I said, be a problem, then I'll have no problem uprooting you and make you feel uncomfortable. So I love y'all. Keep up the good work, and let's keep on having these honest conversations. Don't be scared. Don't be getting offended, because everybody thinks differently, and we have to come together and have conversations that sometimes cause, uncomfortable skin in order to get through and get over whatever's going on, man. So keep on doing what we do.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Move forward, and thank you for the opportunity as usual.
And we love you too, sis. We absolutely do. Badger, what's on your heart, brother?
What I was trying to get at when I first asked that question was the learned behaviors. Because I've been doing my best to find words and saying things the best I can to bring up the fact of what I have observed in the communities I've been in. And there's a lot of learned behaviors and illusions that are being taught to the younger generations that just aren't true. Which ends up creating hatred and jealousy. And that's why, once again, I was taught that because I was poor and white, that I wouldn't have the same privileges or access that other races did, primarily the black race. So being taught this as a child, I could have become hateful and jealous because I could have let it control me and honestly believe that that's the way the world worked. But I grew a brain, I researched, I observed, I paid attention to what was going on. I went and spoke to people in the community and found out that that was all a lie. So it's the learned behavior that I focus on so much and it's across the communities. I'm not trying to say ignore and forget slavery. It happened. What happened to my Native American ancestors happened to my Native American ancestors. Me and Leonard talk about the history of the Scottish and Irish people that are also of my heritage, that lost that lost a lot of their knowledge because of what was done to them over in Europe.
Good deal.
So it's the learned behaviors that we've adopted over hundreds of years in this country that need to be altered and changed for the future generations is what I was getting at.
Absolutely. Let me go to Curtis.
Raheem.
Yes.
Raheem.
Yes, ma'am.
Real quickly, before you leave Badger, I just want to thank Badger for bringing up that, because even though it sounded like we misunderstood, I knew what you were talking about. And I was trying to maybe, we all get our words, maybe don't say it exactly the way we want sometimes, but I want you to know that your input is always appreciated. Absolutely. And I love the stuff that you come up with, man. The questions and the research that you do is invaluable to our panel. And I want you to know that. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Y'all going to make me cry. Thank you.
No, all right. Now, don't you start crying on this line, man. Look here. We know. Don't you do that. Anyway, Curtis, what's on your heart, brother?
I keep having this feeling about I heard somebody say something about what does reparations look like, or what does resolve look like, and I keep telling myself that for me, it's a simplistic answer. Resolve looks like, for one, we don't need a Voters' Rights Act anymore. That was needed at that time. We just need the right to vote. Our right to vote should not be, it should not have to be recertified every 7 years. We need somebody to take a look at the unequal and uneven credit system that applies differently to blacks and whites. Make it even. Cassandra talks about it all the time. And I'm so proud and honored to have a voice such as hers, screaming it from the rooftops. All I want is fair and equal treatment.
Absolutely.
So I think that's what resolve for a complete community a complete people looks like. I think that's what reparations look like. Is, you know what? We just want to be treated in all aspects of the American life fairly and equally. We want it to be evenly balanced.
Yeah.
Lastly, I'll say this.
Now, Curtis, now you know we gotta go now.
Example of that right here is when you. Never mind. I'll hold my tongue.
No. I want to hear what you're about to say. You about to go somewhere. Go ahead.
A prime example of that is when you look in terms of educational funding and from the paradigm of SAT scores. A lot of times what is done is they'll compare New York to Iowa. Now in Iowa, when you look at the capita and you look at the size of the students and the size of the student body in New York far exceeds Iowa, right? But because Iowa has a smaller student body, that means the students are getting more one-to-one tutelage and all of that stuff. Of course, they're going to score higher on the SAT than those folks out of New York, right? So Iowa gets the bulk of the money while New York is suffering, right? So that's what I mean by fair and equal. That's just some of the examples, but there's many more. There's housing. There's many more.
All right, good deal.
Just fair and equal treatment across the board.
Absolutely. God, is anything on your heart before we get out of here? Give me your quick version.
No, I just wanted to make sure that I wanted to tell the young lady, that our visitor today, that I appreciate that, and I will look into bringing back Christmas in Quindaro, along with the neighborhood justice center, which we did something like that in Missouri already.
Right.
But the fact that I want to touch on some of the things that was talked about, we do need to continue on working together and bringing up these ideas so we can institute them within our own community.
Good.
I love that. I love our panel, and let's continue to grow and learn knowledge and do everything. Everybody's doing excellent.
And love you too, sis. Absolutely. Let me tour you with the T. What's going on at 3 o'clock today? Toya, you there? Oh, no, she's there. Toya, you with the T. What's going on at 3 o'clock today?
Okay, well, if you would like to see this show in its entirety, you can check it out today at 3 o'clock on www.dkmradio.com.
Good deal. Now you got to say entirety, right? You got to say entirety, man. You can't say, we don't say entirety. It is entirety.
No, we're not going to just keep talking about black folks and then turn around and say it wrong. Nope, I said entirety like it's supposed to be said.
No. You're going against the grain. Now you're going against the grain. So we got an alley here. We got a lane that we run down. Got to say entirety, and it's entirety.
Not going to the narrative, bro.
Good deal. Let me see. Can I get Lillian to pray us out?
Yes, you can. I would just like to say, Father God, in the name of Jesus, I just want to thank you for blessing each and every one of us to be able to rise today, clothed in our right minds, with the activity of our limbs and the ability to be able to praise you and to be able to know that you are still in control in this situation, no matter where we live, no matter where we reside, no matter what assignment that you have placed on our hearts, Lord God. I ask you to continue to walk with each and every one of us. Bless us, cover us, and allow us to continue to hear your word and to walk in our cause in order to complete the assignments that you have given each and every one of us today to do today. Help us to undergird each other, to cover each other with the blood of Jesus, and allow us to be able to continue to support, to uplift, to encourage, to motivate, to stimulate, to educate, and most importantly, to love one another. Happy holidays, everyone.
Amen. Cassandra, she did that, didn't she? Cassandra.
She can't find her mute button.
Man, you know I be trying to find the button, and y'all, can I just say something?
Go ahead.
I'm in my house. I am in my house.
And I have not lived in my own space for 3 years now.
Wow. Praise
and
God.
I'm in a 5-bedroom house that someone gave me to live in.
Look at God.
In Powder Springs.
Look at God. Look at God.
This is the 4th time that God has done that over my life. Someone gave me a 5-bedroom house in Powder Springs to live in. And I'm in here moving around, trying to decorate and stuff. So God is so good. I say that to say God is so good. So good to us.
Absolutely.
So you guys have an awesome holiday, and I'll see you guys on Monday.
Absolutely. See, look forward to it. And if anybody need me, just give me a call. I'm right here. Now it's time for us to get out here, man. We don't went overboard, man. I'm out. Lily, she got to pay for this extra time, man. She got to pay for this extra time. I'm gonna send her a Cash App or PayPal or Z. What do they call it? Zero, whatever. Zero, whatever it's called. I'm gonna send something. But listen, it's been a great broadcast. I want to thank all y'all for joining us. And more than that, I want to thank you for allowing DK, your media group, and the associates and the Morning Glow for being a part of your day. It's now 10:05. You're about to exit the Morning Glow. But before you go, I want you to do me 2 favors, if you will. 1, I want you to continue to pray for us because we're certainly praying for each and every one of you. Number 2, why this is real simple. I want you to go out there, find somebody, and give them a hug because you never know. It could be the only hug that they get, or it could very well be their last. Love you, and ain't nothing you can do about it. Have a great day and a better tomorrow. Now we shine some of this light in you from the Morning Glow. Take it out there into this wicked and cruel world that we live in, and let your light so shine. Get an opportunity, give somebody some love. You just might find some love in return. Won't that be a beautiful thing? Have a great day. Take care of each other. God bless you.